For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their own automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. All right, welcome everyone to Crash Course Radio with your humble host, Peter Crouch. And I hope everybody's feeling fine out there, feeling all right, enjoying the lovely weather. Summer is going to be officially here very shortly. I think tomorrow they said at 10:48. It's amazing how they can nail that down to like the minute, right? They can't tell us what the weather's going to be on the weekend, but they can certainly... climatically speaking, they could tell us when summer or spring's going to arrive. It's pretty hysterical, right? All right. Anyway, welcome to Crash Course. All right, we got a lot to get to here to unpack. All right, we're going to continue our conversation. Last week, I was talking a bit about deductible and also price with respect to body shop, right? Because that's always seems to be a moving target. Not everybody seems to understand that. I think it's fair to say that's expected, right? I mean, I talked about that last week. You know, you can go to 5 different shops, and theoretically, you know, and I say theoretically because we're all supposed to understand, you know, what exactly is involved in returning your car to a pre-loss condition, right? I mean, theoretically, you're going to get the the one-off guy there who's just going to be a character and juice it all up like that comedian Sal, whatever his name is, the funny guy. He does a whole bit on that. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out. There's a whole bit about the body shop. You go in there, and they get the best guy to come out and put a big act on. It's funny. It doesn't exactly work like that. But anyway, yeah, so, pricing, right? You go to a body shop, and, you got a problem with your car. It's dented, scratched, whatever it is, gouged. Maybe you had hail damage, right? Maybe you took your car out of state, and you got creamed by hail. All right, and you want to get an idea. So if you go to 5 different places, you should probably get you're going to get 5 different estimates. That's why they use the word estimate, right? It's an estimate, all right, not a guesstimate, estimate. Big difference there. But everybody should be somewhat in the same ballpark, all right? Now, labor rate issues are gonna bear on that, right? One guy's rate versus somebody else's, but everybody should be in the general area, all right, with respect to what really needs to be done to the car. All right, whether it's replacing something, repairing something, utilizing another process, whether it be a frame process, a painting process, a restoration process, right? Putting certain materials back on the car, whatever it be. But so everybody should be in the ballpark, all right? But there's always this nefarious type of I don't know how to put it thing out there, environment speaking. A nefarious environment around the body shop industry, right? We go to a mechanic and, everybody gets hit over the head, right? You walk out of there and you're seeing stars and you got no money in your wallet. It's hysterical. But with a body shop, I don't know, man, you walk into a body shop and you get a price and right away everybody's it's shock and awe, right? Oh, what do you mean? I thought it was going to be a couple $100. And I think I talked about this a little bit last week, right? When I was talking about pricing. And I always find that hysterical because based on what? Right? I mean, you come in and the guy gives you a price $1,500, $2,500, or whatever it is, right? You need a door, you need a fender, you need a light, you got to paint the side of your car. It's $5,000. Oh, I didn't think it was going to be that much money. Really? Based on what? I mean, have you worked in the industry? Were you a body shop tech? I mean, did you teach in BOCES? Did you go to BOCES for auto body? I don't know. I mean, I'm all ears. I'm still waiting for that one person that says to me, oh, yeah, I actually did that. I worked in a body shop, or I worked in a collision facility, or I taught at BOCES. I think I've gotten that one time, folks. So it's very comical to see that. But for some reason, if we go to, the dealer, right, you got to drop your car off to get and do dealer work, whether it's a brake job or whatever it is. And they turn around, okay, here's the bill, Mr. Smith. It's going to be $980. Oh, great. All right, I got to use a credit card. No problem. I don't know. There's nobody seems to really, I think it's a little shock and awe maybe, right? But I don't see anybody, questioning, well, what do you mean? I don't understand. I thought it was going to be $200. Yeah, so I touched on that last week, right? I tried to lift the veil of mystique, and eliminate the nefarious there by trying to explain what goes into the pricing, right? And why the pricing is what it is. Right. And again, I stress the fact that, if you go to 5 different guys, everybody should be within the ballpark. If you get an occasional guy that's an outlier, well, there's reasons for that. Either he's charging astronomical labor rates, or he's, if he's really low and he's the low ball guy out of 5, 6, 7 guys, well, then he's just probably BSing you, right? He wants to get the job in the door. Then he's going to give you the bad news once he's got your car. All right. But there are real technical and material reasons why those prices are what they are when you go to a body shop, right? No different than the mechanic guy. And the mechanic guy, unlike a body shop guy, he's just turning a wrench. Now, I know there's probably guys out there right now who are probably, cursing me out on the radio. Oh, this guy's an idiot, just turning a wrench. Obviously, I don't mean that literally turning a wrench, okay? I mean, doing mechanical work, especially today, is very involved. It's very technical. But in essence, you're basically taking off a part and putting another part on, okay? I mean, the technical side of it today, much more involved, right? That's why they're called technicians and not repairmen. Rightfully so, right? There is a great deal of technical know-how that goes into repairing a car mechanically and electrically. All right, but when it comes to the body shop in the 21st century, folks, guess what? The insurance company, they're still asking us to fix things. Right. Can you fix that? Sure. Right? So that means I have to have a technician who's very talented, right? Has a tremendous skill base, either in part or whole from education, more than most likely from learning on the job. Okay? So many, many years of experience under his belt. And this individual now is going to fix your car, right? He's going to restore the metal to your vehicle, right? Think about that now, right? It's no different than any other craftsman. It's no different than asking a guy to build a house or build a patio or, put new plumbing in, put a cesspool in or, a dry well or anything like that. These are all skill-based jobs, right? These are jobs that take years to develop these skills. All right, either through apprenticeship programs or on-the-job training, whatever it is. So that individual now is going to repair your vehicle. He's going to restore your vehicle to pre-loss condition, not replacing anything, but fixing it. All right, that takes a lot of skill, folks. It takes a lot of skill. It takes a lot of time. All right, and the old adage, right? Time and money. Right, time is money. And skills, you can't replace a skilled technician. All right, that individual has honed his craft, all right, and is worth his weight in gold, especially today. All right, it's getting more and more difficult to find people, all right, that have this skill base. All right, but the point being is that, we're being asked to actually fabricate, all right, or recreate something that's already there, whereas mechanically, they're taking the brakes off, they're putting new brakes on. They're taking the strut off, they're putting a new strut on, right? They're taking bad light bulbs out, they're putting new light bulbs. They're changing a circuit board, they're changing a fuse, right? Whatever, they're changing a hose. But on the body shop side, it's a lot more involved than that, okay? There's a lot of fabrication that goes in, all right? And what I mean by fabrication is, well, I'm trying to restore, all right, the metal to its pre-loss condition. All right, and there's a lot of different ways you do that. You can use heat. You can use cold hammering. You can use a combination of heat and cold pulling. All right, both structural and non-structural pulling. You can do weld-on tabs. You can go. They have a new process called glue pull. Right, where you're not even using heat or anything. You're just literally gluing these prefab tabs on, and then you're working the metal. All right, around the around the work hardened area. But all this is a skill. All right, and all this goes toward the cost of the job. All right, but like I said, what's funny, right? If you think about it, if you're really honest with yourself, right? We all have our mechanical work done, and we pay through the nose, right? Whether it's a local mechanic or the dealer. And yet everybody might scratch their head and go, wow, I'm seeing stars now. I have no money in my wallet. But it really is something when you think about it, right? Body shop, right? We're being asked to restore something, folks, all right? It's a lot of work, a lot of skill. All right, there's the music. There's the driver's seat. Enjoy it. We'll be back in a little bit, and we will continue. I'll have the question of the day. We were able to give something away last week. We want to do that again. All right, see you in a little bit.
Come walk me. Gonna dance the day away. Doing alright.
All right, I'm feeling all right. I hope you are too. Welcome back to Crash Course, Long Island's first and only radio program dedicated to promoting and supporting the privately owned and operated auto body industry across the great fruited plains here. All right, but most importantly, all right, we're getting to talk to the folks. All right, been doing that for a year and a half now. All right, and we are real proud to be the first and only radio show, all right, dedicated to this proposition. All right, and it is also an extension of Collision Services Network, collisionservicenetwork.com, all right, where you need to go, all right, if what you need is a reliable, trustworthy auto body collision repair facility, personal injury attorney, or an auto insurance or insurance broker, for that matter. Our insurance brokers can handle everything, all your needs. All right, collisionservicenetwork.com. And Crash Course Radio was begun about a little over a year and a half ago, all right, to be kind of the extension of collisionservicenetwork.com, all right, and the voice of the privately owned auto body industry across Long Island, all right. And what we mean by that is the body shops that you find on our network, all right, they work for you and you only, right? They have no affiliations with the insurance industry. All right, they are representing your interests and are looking to restore your car, all right, safely and consistently with industry standards, but most importantly, all right, according to your expectations are, not the insurance company. All right, all good stuff. And of course, a little sidebar there, when you use one of our network shops, all right, not only do you get 5-star service, and of course, they are all customer warriors, right, with professional staff, many of whom, like myself, all right, have quite a depth of experience on the insurance industry side, so they're able to bring that to bear. All right, but you also might find that you may be entitled to a discount on your deductible, right? That's right. And I had a whole program dedicated to that about deductibles. We talked a little about it last week too. All right, how not paying your deductible is not a crime, folks. I can't tell you how many times I heard that when I was an insurance professional, whether an adjuster or working on a desk. It's not a crime, folks. You don't pay your deductible. Insurance. I'll be honest with you, the insurance company don't even care. They could care less. All right, because guess what? When they write your estimate, before they issue the check, they withhold your deductible, right? You got a $5,000 repair estimate and you have a $500 deductible. Well, guess what you're getting a check for? $4,500. Has your deductible been paid? According to them, it has, right? Think about it. Think about that whole concept there, all right? You told the insurance company, now I know I touched on this last week. I'm going to try not to get long in the tooth on this. All right, you told the insurance company you were good with $500. No problem, Mr. Insurance. I can handle that. I wrap this thing around a tree or I go off the road. I'm good. All right? And they're like, oh, good. They don't even care because they took it off. They took it off your settlement. Folks, it's so easy, so simple to understand. They write the estimate, they give you the check, they take the deductible off. They wash their hands of the whole thing. They walk away. What happens after that? They could care less. They could care less if you even get the car fixed. They hope you don't get the car fixed, in fact. Today, they really hope you don't get the car fixed. That's why they're doing estimates off of photos and every other thing. All right. Before we get too long in this segment, 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039. Let's get some calls today. We had some calls last week. We were able to give away some free stuff. Of Question of the day. Here we go. This is an easy one. We didn't get an answer on this. We're going to get an answer. We're going to get somebody brave enough to attack this. It's a fun question. Come on. In 1976, what was the most popular vehicle on the road? What was the most popular vehicle being sold in America in 1976? All right. We want the make and the model. All right. And we're flexible here at Crash Course, all right, because we like to give away free stuff. We like to say Santa is always in the house here and the North Pole is always in business. All right. Give us a call, 631-451-1039. All right. Let's have a little fun today. Let's give away some free stuff. Folks, listen, you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and Anchor. All right. Everywhere, almost everywhere that everyone wants to be is where we are. All right. And Spotify's a cool thing. In fact, I just did a guest appearance on Backpacking America. All right. Go check me out over there. It was a pretty cool segment. All right, we talked about a lot of cool stuff. And, well, it's a lot of fun. You know, it was my first venture into that. And I had a lot of fun because unlike this, you don't have to worry about what you say or how you say it. So it was a lot of fun doing it. And I'm grateful to the folks over there at Backpacking USAA. Check it out on Spotify, Backpacking USAA. All right, check that out. And on the podcast, all right, I was a guest there. But check them out, too. They're doing a lot of cool stuff with that podcast. All right, so thanks a lot, guys, for having me on. Had a lot of fun yesterday. Instagram's a really cool tool for us. All right, you'll find me doing a lot of videos. In fact, we're getting ready to release another quick tip video. All right, we did that series for a couple months. We're going to go back to that. Cool stuff, folks. It's me, my face. You get to see me. I'm not that scary. Don't worry. And, what I do is I give a shout out to the folks, a little quick tip, all right, on something that I think you need to know, all right, or know about or know of, or something that you should be aware of how to handle, right? All good stuff like that, all right? So Instagram, big tool there for us. Facebook, we have a dynamic Facebook page. If that's your thing, you like Facebook, go check us out there. All right, what we like to do there is we like to showcase our network partners. All right, all of our really cool, great network partners. All right, we have a bunch of them: personal injury attorneys, law firms, collision and auto body guys. All right, we showcase them there, and it's great, right? You get to see who we are partnered up with, and where they are and how they can help you. All right, so go check that out at Facebook as well. Alrighty, so we got the question of the day out there. Hey, I want to touch on something here. We got about 3 minutes left. All right, went a little long in the tooth anyway. Time flies. Time flies on Crash Course, folks. All right, you feel like you're in Star Trek and warp speed on this show. All right, it's educational and fun too. Wow. And it's all free. Doesn't cost you a thing. All right, we don't even charge anybody for all this. You're getting entertainment and education, and it's all free. It's amazing. Hey, listen to this. My insurance company wants to explain their repair service program and driving options. Is this legal? Right? You got an insurance claim. All right, you didn't talk to us first, right? You know our mantra here. Well, we have two mantras, right? But our cliche here, I shouldn't say cliche, but one of our company slogans. There's a word, slogan. All right, one of our company slogans is you should be calling us before you speak to them. Them being the insurance guys. All right, but if you didn't. All right, and you didn't speak to us first and you called them, well, we get it. Things happen. At any rate, this here, folks, is what you don't do, okay? You picked up the phone, you called the insurance company, and this just went on. I'm going to tell you right now, I just had a real-life experience this morning with a customer in my office about this exact thing. All right, calling the insurance company, making a claim. Folks, this is in my body shop. All right, in the body shop, telling them that my customer is here to get their car fixed here and inspected here. All right, and they went right in. They tried to go right into this whole repertoire about, well, we have a program and we have body shops and this. And I had to shut the guy right down. All right, clear violation of Reg 64, all right, Unfair Claims Practices Act. When you, the insured, all right, all my listeners out there, when you tell them, I have a body shop, all right, I have a body shop, and I'd like my car fixed here, I'd like it inspected here. And I'd like these folks to handle everything for me, all my affairs. All right? That's the conversation ends, folks. They're supposed to end the conversation. All right? So remember that. We have Steve on the phone from Port Jeff. Is that Steve? Do we have somebody on the phone? All right, Steve, welcome to Crash Course. What do you got for us? You want to take you calling to take a shot at the question of the day?
Yeah, this is Steve from Eastport.
Oh, Steve from Eastport. I'm sorry, Steve. You going to take a crack at the question?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. What do you got?
I know there was a bunch of popular cars like Mustang, Camaro, and all that, but I'm going to go with the Oldsmobile Cutlass 442 or something.
Steve's a smart guy. All right, Steve. I tell you, I don't know if you're the Google type of guy, but if you are, listen, you're still sharp. Listen, folks, I say it all the time, comically, but it's so true. We got the smartest listeners. All right, let's give Steve the all right there, and we got sound effects now. We got to increase to our budget here. So and anyway, yes, you did get it right. It is the Cutlass, the Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, and the 442. All right, so Steve, you can hang on to the next segment, please do. Otherwise, give your vitals to my engineer, and we'll get something out nice for you.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Gonna dance the day away. Doing alright.
All right, we're feeling all right. That's for sure here at Crash Course. I hope everyone else is. This is Peter Crouch, the host of Crash Course, the radio show dedicated to promoting and supporting the privately owned and operated auto body industry, all right, across Long Island. All right, but more importantly, we get to talk to the folks, all right? You know the mantra. If you've been following the show, listening to the show, you know the mantra. We're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust. And we're giving away free stuff. We just did with Steve. Steve, congratulations out there once again. All right, look at that, huh? Told you we had a budget now. Sound Effects City here. Steve, thanks for calling in once again. Listen, we're going to be getting out your free stuff. Sit tight. Didn't forget about you, bud. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in. I really appreciate it, man. And thanks for following the show. Hey, so go ahead.
Let me ask you guys a trivia question.
Okay, a challenge. We like a challenge here, Crash Course. Go right ahead, Steve.
What was the worst selling car in 1976?
Now I would have noticed because I'm 60 and I grew up in the 70s. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think it was. I think it was the Ford Pinto. You remember that time bomb, right? Oh my God!
I'm not even sure myself. I would guess that it would be either the Pacer or the Gremlin.
Well, okay, and you know what? I would tell you that the three of those, he called them the three amigos in 1976. You had the Gremlin, the Pacer, and the Pinto, and every one of them was just as horrible as the next. That's hysterical. I do remember those.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Pinto, I remember my cousin had a Pinto, and we'd run it up and down Middle Country Road. Now, folks, this is back in the 70s, all right? So people looked at things a lot differently. And we would, in front of the mall, there was a little bit of a hill. We'd come down, get that thing up to 70, and then pull up on the emergency brake. And we thought it was hysterical. And the car would lock up and slide. And I'd probably be in. You did that today, they'd probably lock you up and say you needed mental help or something.
And I remember when the Gremlin came out, I was like, "Oh, that's an ugly damn car." But if you had one of them today, that's a pretty cool looking car. If you saw one on the road today, there's none of them out there.
Yes, and it would probably be worth some money. You're exactly right. A lot of the, what they say. What is the old saying? What's old is new again. Yeah, I bet you're right, Steve. I agree. A lot of these cars that we probably laughed at or scratched your head at, back in the 70s, a lot of people would probably be pretty inspired.
If you saw a Gremlin on the road today, you'd be like, "Oh man, I remember them from years ago. That's a pretty cool looking car today."
Yeah, the Gremlin, if I remember, kind of had like the flat back, right? Kind of like a little squarish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Pacer and the Pinto. Oh my God. Real gems. Steve, we lose you? All right, I think we lost Steve. All right, Steve. Thanks for calling in and going down memory lane there with me. That's hysterical. Listen, folks, the 70s were a great time to grow up.
Yeah.
We got Steve back.
They would say that the Pacer was known as the fishbowl.
Yes. Very good.
Because it had a lot of glass and a lot of glass windows in it.
Yes, and I think all right. Well, we're going down memory lane here. Wasn't there a car, the Opal or something similar? And it was all glass, but I do remember the Pacer. You're exactly right. It basically looked like you were in a fishbowl, folks. You had to see this thing. It was literally all glass.
That was enough.
I don't know what engineers were thinking about back then, what the concept was, but it was hysterical. Not very safe either.
Sure.
Yeah.
A friend of mine wanted to buy an AMC Pacer a couple of years ago, and he wanted to put a 350 small block in it and call it the Pacer Racer.
Nice. Hey, listen, I bet you that thing would be a beast out there too. And I'm sure in some some redneck city down south, there's probably a bunch of guys racing them. I'm sure they are.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, I spent 4 years in Georgia down there when I was involved with the service, and the things that they were building down there back in the early 80s were pretty similar to that, right? Taking these vintage cars, well, vintage. It's in the early 80s from the 70s, it's not that vintage, but and jocking them up, putting the big blocks in there and putting the heavy duty suspension and the roll cages and the whole bit. All good stuff though, man. I tell you, it was all good.
Cherry bomb and thrush mufflers.
That's it. Thrush muffler, baby. Headers. I had a 71 Torino. Everybody remember the 71 Torino?
Yeah, I remember all those cars.
Yep, Gran Torino, the Dodge Charger. A buddy of mine had the trick wheels in the front and the big slicks in the back.
Yeah, I had a 70 Dodge Challenger when I was 19.
There you go, 70 Challenger. And then how about the Satellite? Remember the Satellite, the Plymouth Satellite?
Satellite.
We had what did it have? The 450 in there. That just tremendous. I mean, folks, the engine in this thing. If you put wings on it, would have got off the ground. It was tremendous. I think the police used to use it. They used to call it the chase car or something.
The Dodge Daytona Superbird.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember that with the big wing on the back.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so they used to sell them at Park Dodge in East Patchogue when I was a kid. I used to go by there because parents used to take us to a shopping center close by in the area. Those cars sat in the dealer's parking lot in the showrooms. Nobody wanted them. It was a car that was beyond its time, and it looked too radical looking.
Right. Too flashy. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Too much flash and everything. Now those cars are commanding.
Oh, forget it.
Decent shape. They're commanding $250,000.
I'm sure. Barrett Jackson going to all these auction places and everything. These auction houses. I had an 81. Go ahead.
They couldn't sell those cars. They couldn't sell those cars back in the day for. I mean, back then it was $4,000.
Sure.
That was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money back then. Absolutely.
Yeah, people did. They sat in the showroom floors in the parking lot for months and months.
Sure.
Nobody bought them.
Well, like you said, it was a concept car, and nobody knew what to make out of it. They couldn't get their head around that. I had an 81 Berlinetta Camaro, jet black, white interior with wire wheels. Yeah, I had a 302 Boston there. Oh, my God, what a sweet car that thing was. It was a ticket getter. I got more tickets in that car than I did in my whole lifetime. But it was a fun car to drive. It was a lot of fun. Hey, I tell you, it was, folks, I'm talking to Steve here. We're going down memory lane about the different cars. You can't believe, I tried to mention this on the show last week, that the 70s, the 60s, the 70s, and you all know about the 50s, but cars were an extension of who we were. It was like a personality trip, right? Everybody drove a car. I mean, it said something about you. You were cool in your car, right? I mean, it was such a great time. Great time to be alive. Great time to be growing up.
Yeah. I go to the car cruises and the car shows.
Sure. Yeah. A bunch of my friends had the Chevelles. Remember the Chevelles with the racing stripe down the middle? And
yeah, I'm driving a newer car to the cruise nights and the shows. An 02 Corvette Z06.
Nice. So, all right, Corvette man, gotta love you. Yeah, I'm an old Stingray guy myself. I like the old the old model though. All right, well, it was go ahead. It was fun. It was fun going down memory lane with you there, Steve.
Okay, yeah, very good. Okay, thank you.
All right, man. Thanks for calling, and thanks for following the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk soon.
All right, we will. Have a nice day.
Okay. All right.
All right, folks. There you go. That's Steve from Eastport. All right, Steve, taking a few minutes out of his busy day to wrap with us here on Crash Course. All right, going down memory lane, and like I said, it was just a different time. I get it. Everybody's the younger folks out there. If there's any listening, they're probably laughing. All the old farts say that. That's true. I'm sure when they get to my age someday, they'll be saying the same thing. But I really think in a lot of ways things were very, very different. All right, and I mean that seriously. Obviously, forget it. I mean, we can dedicate a whole other show to talking about the difference. But when it comes to cars. I really do. I mean, I think today the cars, they cool. I mean, I drive a 16 Sport, Explorer. It's fast. It's cool. But it's, and for me, it's me, right? I drive that because it's who I am. It's my person. It fits my personality. It fits my character. It fits what I like to do with my life. But the cars back then, I mean, we could pull them into a friend's garage. We could switch out a motor overnight. I mean, I used to tear off, do head gaskets. In hours. I mean, I could do anything. I could throw headers on a car. I could do a brake job. And it was just such a cool time. I mean, you really got personally invested in your car. I mean, we get excited. We go to the auto parts store down in Bayshore and, and pick up the parts. You get yourself, new alternator or a new starter motor and put it in yourself and wire a whole stereo system in your car and drive around with your Jensen speakers blasting and the new headers you put on. It was just great, And like I said, we'd go up to 231. All right, anybody remember 231 there? And you'd, cruise 231, Deer Park Avenue, try and impress the ladies in your car with whatever new item you put on the car that weekend, right? Either big wheels or fancy wheels or big tires. It was all good stuff. All right, we're coming up on 40 seconds, the end of this segment. All right, we'll be going into our final segment. We'll wrap it all up. All right, we're going to finish it up by giving you an answer to the insurance question. All right, but whether or not they can explain their service programs and everything to you. All right, so enjoy the music, and we'll see you on the other side of the break.
Come walk me. Gonna dance the day away. Doing alright.
All right, a little driving, feeling all right. Great tune from 1979. Sniffing Tears, the name of the band. All right. I hope everybody's feeling all right out there. Welcome back to Crash Course. I'm your humble host, Peter Crouch, where we're frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys with one arm tied behind my back. I'll tell you, I don't know how I do it. It's raw talent on loan from God. 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039 if you want to be part of the show. All right, if you got something on your mind, something to say, or more importantly, all right, if you're involved with an insurance company now or something happened and you have to file a claim, give us a call. All right, we've been helping folks for over a year and a half now, over 3 years on CollisionServiceNetwork.com. CollisionServiceNetwork.com is the parent to Crash Course. All right, we like to say Crash Course was the voice. All right, he gave us the ability to reach out to the folks. That's what we've been doing here, and we love doing that. All right, and Crash Course is the first of its kind. First of its kind here on Long Island, folks. A radio show dedicated to the auto body industry, the privately owned auto body. Big difference there. We've spoken about that at length. All right, these guys are in business for themselves. They don't have contracts with the insurance companies. They work for you. Big difference, all right? So you go to CollisionServiceNetwork.com and you find yourself somebody there that's going to help you. All right? All right, so had some really cool conversation with Steve from Esports. Steve, thanks for calling again. All right, sit tight. Your stuff is coming out. All right, and that includes a nice $15 gift card. All right, or in Steve's case, he's going to be getting two. Or maybe we'll just double it up, make it $30 on one gift card. I don't know. We'll see how we're gonna parlay that out to you, Steve. All right, but sit tight. It's coming out to you. All right, appreciate the call. All right, we were going down memory lane about the 70s, the mid-70s. All right, I grew up in the 70s. Had a great time growing up. Even though if you were an adult, I know the 70s were challenging. All right, you look at things a little differently, a little different perspective. I get it now that I'm an adult for many years. Now I'm an old fart adult. But I get it, right? Everybody grows up, and hopefully when you grow up, you look back and you have great memories. Well, I did. 70s were great. Growing up in the 70s was an awesome time. I like to say it was the last of the Mohicans, folks. You know, after that, things started to go downhill. All right? I didn't know it. because I was young and I was looking out for my future, but things were about to change. All right. So it was fun. The cars were fun. Cars were great cars. Like I said, so much fun with the cars. So many things you could do with them, change out different things, rebuild motors. It was just amazing. It was an amazing time to be growing up and being involved with cars. All right, so we got about 6 minutes left. I had put a question out. My insurance company wants to explain their repair service program and drive-in options. Is this legal, right? Is it legal? In other words, you called them up, you got to file an insurance claim, and this guy starts going on, blabbering away about how they got this and they got that, and you got to do this, and you got to bring your car here, and you got to do that. Is it legal? Is it, ethical and legal? Now, when we say legal, we don't mean like, the guy's going to go to jail, all right? I mean legal in the context of, regulation, all right? And in this case, in New York State, it's Reg 64. That's the insurance regulation, all right? And the Unfair Claims Practice Act. That's the guideposts for everyone doing business here in New York State that's involved with auto body, collision work, and insurance, all right? So the answer to that would be yes. Okay, of course it is. They're a business. Remember, insurance companies are no different. They're a business, just like the collision guys are a business. All right. So of course it's legal. It's ethical. All right. New York State says, yeah, absolutely. You want to explain your repair criteria and your repair programs to the insured or even to the claimant for that matter. Go right ahead. However, and I just mentioned this in the last segment, folks. If you call your insurance company and you're making a claim, all right, and they start going into this repertoire and you have a body shop, somebody that you trust, all right, hopefully one of the network partners here, collisionservicenetwork.com, all right, and you tell them loud and clear, unambiguously, that you have a body shop, that you would like to have your car fixed there, you would like to have their adjuster go there and negotiate, and that body shop is going to handle everything for you, the conversation ends. Okay, they know that. It's supposed to end. They're supposed to say, oh, okay, Mr. Insured, thank you very much. We just want to let you know that we have the programs and blah, 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 but I see that you're all set, so we'll move on. That's it. Anything else beyond that, unethical. And I would argue in direct violation of New York State Reg 64. All right, Section 210. I can even quote the section, which says that you have a right to have your car repaired at any body shop of your choosing. All right, that's exactly how it's worded, I think. All right, so yes, they can absolutely explain it to you. To meet customer service goals and facilitate the claims process, many insurance companies have developed and promoted these programs. The insurance company enters into a contract with the body shop to perform repairs to their customers' damaged vehicles consistent with certain defined expectations as agreed to by the body shop and the insurance company in the terms of the agreement. And what that means, folks, is that the body shop is agreeing to fix your car the way they want it fixed. They're going to use junk parts, aftermarket parts, reconditioned parts, screwy-looey parts. They're going to fix whatever the heck they can fix, even if it means, loading up plastic. They may not even blend adjacent panels if the insurance company, quote unquote, doesn't think it's necessary. All right. That's what they mean by the shop agrees to the insurance company's. So the shop agrees to the insurance company's repair criteria. There it is. All right. This sometimes leads to a conflict of interest between the body shop and their customer. All right. Who exactly is the body shop working for? All right. Listen up, folks. I spoke to this. All right. I spoke to this last month when I spoke about the DRP program. You got to be honest with yourself, folks. All right. If you go to an insurance sponsored shop, all right, you hang up the phone. Oh, I'm going to go over Tricky Dick's. Insurance company tells me that's their shop and they're going to do a great job. All right. If they go there, you got to be very honest with yourself, folks. If something happens, how eager are they going to be to help you? All right. If it means taking sides and helping you, all right, win an argument, all right, against your insurance company. How eager do you think these people are going to be? I would say probably not that eager at all, right? Because they know where their food's coming from. They know where their money's being, their bread's being buttered. Any cliche you want to pick on that one. All right, so like it says here, you have to exactly who is the body shop working for, and whose interests do they represent if an issue develops, right? While the concept of these programs may be well intentioned, they sometimes result in unintentional consequences. Listen up, folks, which often exceed industry averages in key business parameters, such as, ready? quality of repair, customer loyalty, customer complaints, customer satisfaction. In other words, people who access these programs through their insurance company, they usually, all of these different measurements, these metrics, all right, are all impacted negatively, very negatively as a trend, as a general rule. All right. Nearly all insurance companies' repair service contracts have conditions and terms which incentivize the body shop to be quote unquote creative and industrious when identifying opportunities to cut costs and reduce repair time. They exacerbate unforeseen circumstances and often fall short of the customer expectations. While these programs are legal, the contracts that define the conditions and terms between both parties can be very different because they follow the auto policy. In other words, they follow your personal auto policy and business philosophy of the specific insurance company administering the program. That's it, folks. So whether you're with, insurance company A or B, C or D or E, they're all going to tweak these programs according to their policy and according to what they expect. And I would argue in a way that's going to enable them to save money. All right. So bottom line, folks, you don't want to participate in an insurance company's body shop. Sorry. I know there might be some guys listening to me out there going, this guy's an idiot. Nah, not really. I worked in that industry for 30 years. All right. A lot of problems with it. All right. Just say no. Remember what we said about photo estimates? Say no. All right. We got about 30 seconds left. The music's coming back. All right. I hope everybody walked away learning a little something there with that little bit. All right. And had some fun today. All right. I know Steve did. All right, folks. Enjoy the weather. Drive safe. And we will see everybody back here next Tuesday.